What is up, everybody? Welcome once again to the Unrelated Sports Podcast. I am Andy McConnell. With me, as always, is my co-host and soon-to-be birthday boy, Mr. Cody Allstead. Cody, how are we?
I'm doing good. I don't know what's going on, but I'm doing good. Lack of sleep is setting in.
How many hours of sleep are you running on?
Last night I actually had good sleep. I don't know how many hours, but didn't have to work today, and the wife let me sleep in. It was great.
Oh, she is an angel.
I did get up a few times last night, but it was a rough night last night.
Okay. Hey, just letting you know, this is for the viewers at home too. I will not be singing "Happy Birthday" to you, so don't worry.
Thank goodness.
For two reasons. One, copyright issues, and I don't think anybody really wants to hear me sing at all.
Yeah, isn't that like a really copyright song? Like they can't.
Yep, by the Walt Disney Corporation.
That's crazy.
I know. Like you can change up the lyrics to it, like the wording to it,
Okay.
but you can't actually, sing the traditional "Happy Birthday" song.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, Cody, how have you been since we last met?
I don't remember. I've been doing good. It's been some nights of really good sleep, some nights of not so busy, very busy. But all in all, no complaints.
That's good. Hey, and we didn't get blown away by the storm yesterday.
It's almost like every time they predict a storm, nothing happens.
Personally, though, I'd rather have it that way than the other way. Like, they don't predict anything, and then it's just mad chaos.
Give me chaos.
Okay. Usually I am Team Chaos, but not this time.
I don't know. Like in the winter, I want big blizzards once in a while. I want to get hit with those blizzards that are like 2 days of nonstop snow.
Yeah.
Couple feet, like can't get out of the house. Because in reality, every person you know has enough food to get them by for a few days, and you're not getting in this day and age. You're not getting snowed in for weeks on end anymore. You might get snowed in for a day or two, but
are you sure about that? Where we work at,
you would think that people are going to run out of food in an hour, but
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, gotta love working at a grocery store during snowstorms. That's always fun.
It turns the boys to men, and I don't know what it does to women, but it does something.
Yeah, it does something.
I'm sure of it.
So Cody, speak of turning boys to men, the Stanley Cup Playoffs usually do that too, because oh boy, there's nothing like playoff hockey.
It's been fun. So last night, Florida Panthers are up. Going into last night, they were up 2-1.
Yep.
And I think the first period it was zeros. Second period, for a lot of it, Florida scored early in the second, and then they were up 1-0 for a lot of it, and then the Lightning struck like lightning twice. Scored 2 goals in 11 seconds. Of course, I had gone to the bathroom and came back, and I'd gone to the bathroom. I was watching it. We were up 1-0. I go to the bathroom, come back, and we're down 2-1.
Usually it's the other way around. It's usually when you go to the bathroom, that's when the good stuff happens, and then that's when you stay in the bathroom, because of superstitions and other stuff.
I'm not even a little superstitious though. A little while later, I had to take my kid to the bathroom. It was 3 minutes and like about 4 minutes left in the game. Aiden had to go potty, and I had to take him, and I came back and we're up 3-2.
And then wasn't eventually 4-2 just like that?
Open.
Yeah.
It went from 2 to, like, we scored 2 goals in 11 seconds to go up 3-2. Yeah. And then I think they scored another empty netter with like a minute and a half remaining. So there's some nasty hits in that game too.
Oh, I know. Was it somebody for Florida got suspended, or was it somebody for Tampa?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I know that somebody from Well, either way, they're from Florida. Get it?
That was good.
I know that there was one guy on Florida that probably should have gotten a penalty that he didn't. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm just
I wish I understood hockey a little bit more, but
I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit better at understanding some more stuff. I mean, like, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a hockey expert by any means, but like some of the penalties, like the ones that I know, like high sticking, like if you hit a guy in the face with your stick, that one's pretty understandable. Same thing with tripping. Yep. But then some of the other stuff is like, I'm not 100% sure what exactly constitutes a penalty.
Yeah. And I don't know offside. It's kind of like watching soccer again, really. Like sometimes there's an offsides that offsets a goal, like last night, and I don't know what's happening, but
basically, I think offsides is the puck cannot enter past the blue line, like going towards your net, until all the players have at least one skate behind said line, behind the blue line. So if anybody's ahead of that by the time the puck enters the zone, then you're offsides.
Okay.
So
anyway, it's fun. Big hits.
Hey,
Dallas,
and
how did Dallas do last night?
They won. They ended up winning 6-2, which is good because they looked awful in Game 4 in Colorado. Like only Jake Ottinger showed up, their goalie. That was it. But yeah, they scored 9 seconds into the game.
Wow.
With Y. Johnson, so that was pretty sweet. And then they were up 3-0 in the second period, and only if Dallas hadn't blown a 3-goal lead like at the end of the regular season of Vancouver in a minute, I probably would actually have been feeling a little bit better. But then in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to get bad, or this could still get bad.
Here we go again.
And in a minute and a half, it actually did, because Colorado went bang, and the game was 3-2. And starting to get a little tight, and then Dallas scored right before the end of the second period, and that was about all she wrote.
Okay, that was Game 5?
Yep. Yeah, it's actually funny going into all the Game 5s, like across the whole playoffs. All the Eastern Conference matchups were 3-1, and all the West were tied at 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all pretty nuts. Or I guess now going into all the Game 5. Sorry, because I think Florida and Tampa last night was Game 4, I believe, right? I think.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So now as they enter all the Game 5s, I mean Dallas and Colorado just played theirs last night, but yeah. So now Dallas Colorado Game 6 is Thursday night, which I'm very thankful for. And Dallas wins, they win the series.
Nice.
So. Yeah, I know Vegas and Minnesota play each other tonight in Game 5. I hate both of those teams, so I don't even know who I want to win. I just want both of them to lose. And then Edmonton had a rally the other night, kind of like what Florida had, like where they were down late against Colorado, and then I think scored like 2 or 3 straight goals to send it into overtime, and then won in overtime. So now they're all tied at 2 as well. So, yeah, just absolute craziness. You want to talk about the NBA playoffs at all?
They're going on.
Yeah, believe it or not, they still are.
Oh, I saw it. I did. I will say the little bit of information I know is the Heat got swept, and they got swept hard.
Yeah, their team quit. They quit last night. When you get beat by 50 or 60, whatever it was. Yeah, that's not good.
I saw they were down by 48 at one point. I'm like, that's probably not good.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's a team that showed up that they quit. That's basically
they were a play-in team that playing against the number 1 seed.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't good. They were 10th seed.
Yeah.
That might be too many teams making it into the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they don't need the play-in to begin with. They're just doing it just to generate some more eyeballs and stuff. But I don't know. It's NBA playoffs.
That's not a good look.
No, I mean, like the NFL even putting on their extra team. You know, I mean, having 7 teams instead of 6, it's still just it feels a little bit too much. But
Yeah.
the NFL is a drug that we're all going to keep watching.
Yep.
So I mean, because I still think the Packers are the only 7th seed to win when they beat Dallas last year or 2 years ago technically.
Okay.
So yeah, it is what it is. Also, WNBA season starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
the Fever are having a game at Carver Hawkeye this, I think Saturday, Sunday, one of the 2 days.
That'll be exciting. That'll be big.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's sold out like that.
Is Angel Reese playing in it?
No, I don't think she plays for Brazil, so no.
No? Oh, that's
No,
weird.
neither is Paige Beckers. So
I thought they were the reason for the viewership.
I don't know, I was told that too, but I think it's all fake news. Because there's some woman named Clark. Have you heard of her at all?
I hear of her in National Lampoon's movies once in a while.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas, Clark. Shitter's full.
She's a beaut, Clark. She's a beaut. Such a quotable movie. Such a good movie.
It is fantastic. Anyway. Big news. Wrexham. First team in English football history to have back-to-back promotions. 3 in a row.
That's 3 for those keeping count at home.
So the streak starts now, Colby. You prick.
3 for Dale.
Just kidding. They are in the Champions League now.
No, I thought
Championship League. Championship League. Then they go to the Premier League, which is the best of the best. And then if they win that, then they go to the Champions League. Top 4 of that.
Yeah, which is basically Europe's like best teams against one another.
Yep.
But thank you, Ted Lasso, for helping us understand all this, by the way.
Thank goodness.
It really does help.
It does. It was really cool. They secured promotion, an automatic bid. There's still a playoff going on, or actually, they still have one more game. Maybe they had it today, or maybe tomorrow. I don't. But regular season game, and then they're done for the season. Let's see. By the way, I can hear Aiden is up, and he's not supposed to be right now, and I can hear him talking in his room very quietly. They don't play till they play Lincoln City on Saturday, but it's all for naught. Well, maybe Lincoln City has something to play for. Let me look at the table real quick.
Like, do they have to avoid relegation?
Nope. Lincoln City, the bottom 4 are not even close. Lincoln City's like mid.
So is that game in Wrexham?
Let me look. No, it is in Lincoln City.
I was going to say, if it was in Wrexham, it could basically just be one big party then.
That's true.
I mean, I did see the fans storming the pitch, though, that
was cool.
After they got promoted, and it's like, oh my gosh.
I mean, this was a team that was on the brink of getting, like, just disbanding. Mm-hmm. And to go up 3 leagues is huge. Now they're going to have a big roster shift like they have the last few years. And I think Phil Parker, their manager, said, like, the thing he's looking for is no ego. No superstars, no egos.
Wait, Phil Parker isn't the defensive coordinator from Iowa?
He is not the same guy.
Okay. That's worth a shot. Do they believe in punting as winning?
I don't believe they do.
Okay. If they keep low-scoring games, then punting is winning. Or if they keep winning low-scoring games.
Do you know what they did? I was just looking at Lincoln City. They had the same amount of goals on the season as Lincoln City did,
Hmm.
but they do have a really good goalie, and he because the goal differential is a big part of like rankings, or at
Okay.
least like a tiebreaker.
Yeah, on
Which
aggregate and stuff.
yeah, which Birmingham, who won the league, Birmingham City, they had a goal difference of 50, which is crazy for 40 games played or 44 games played.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they
especially
had
when you factor in that they don't win at all of those
yeah,
games.
exactly. They went 32-9-3 though.
Yeah. Okay, that's
32
still
wins, 9 draws, and 3 losses.
okay.
Whereas
That's
Wrexham,
still not bad.
well, they have 2 games to play actually.
Okay.
Um, Wrexham had 26 wins, 11 draws, and 8 losses, and
Okay.
their goal differential was 31. So theirs is the second best in the league, which makes, I mean, helps. I guess if
That
it would have came down to them and Stockport tied there, they would have promoted. But
well,
don't have to worry about it.
yeah. Congrats to Wrexham. Hopefully
It'll
now
be
they can become the first ever team to go back to back to back to back
yeah. And then you
promotions.
know what? I think the fun thing about them, if they when they do, if and or when they do get into the Premier League, I mean they have. I'm predicting it won't be next year, but then again, I did not expect this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm predicting that once they get into it, it'll be huge. They will have such a following that because you can actually watch the Premier League in the United States. You can't watch the other ones. I can't
Mm-hmm.
even see really videos
Of the other one,
of
yeah.
like like on Twitter and stuff like that. It's not available in like when
In the
Wrexham
U.S.
posts a video, you can't
Wow.
see it here in the U.S.
Well, because I think what the Premier League is that on Peacock? What the heck is it on? I forget what
Peacock
it.
or Apple TV. Apple TV has MLS. I don't know.
Yeah, because I know the Premier League used to be on NBC. You know, like they used to have Premier League
Yeah,
mornings. Maybe they still do. I don't know. Um, just how closely I follow the
yeah.
Premier League, but
And the thing that
oh, go
Wrexham's
ahead.
going to have against them in like the normal championship league teams have like a seating capacity of like 25 to 30,000, and
Mm,
Wrexham has like 10 or 11. They have plans and are adding on, but it's still going to be a few seasons before it's done.
I was gonna say their
So
owners have money. Like,
yeah, but I think like if you watch Wrexham at all or Welcome to Wrexham, it's a fight to get the seating, and they have to
mm,
go, they have to jump through hoops, and they've had a lot
oh,
of
okay.
issues with that.
Which I guess that is, in all honesty, that is like other franchises. You know, if they're trying to build new
Yep.
stadiums and stuff like that. Like, I think Washington might be experiencing that with trying to build the new football stadium.
Yeah. And
So,
I mean, Wrexham is like the third oldest English football team, so
mm,
there's probably a lot of history. Like there's probably a lot of historical things that they don't want to mess up.
yeah. Which okay, I understand that. Obviously, as somebody who's a Packers fan, like when they
Yeah.
just keep renovating Lambeau, you don't want to mess
Yep.
up
You don't
anything
want to
big.
take. Yep. And like Wrigley, you wouldn't, which they've done in the past. They've messed some things up there,
Yeah.
but you don't want to do that. Um,
Cody, did you happen to watch any golf over the weekend at all?
I
Or
did
hear about
not.
any golf? Okay, so this isn't about the PGA event, and not even the live event. The LPGA had their first major of the year. It's called the Chevron Championship. It's in Houston.
Okay.
They had a five-way playoff.
Holy.
Yeah, and here's the sad thing, or kind of, or not. It depends on which if you're rooting for this woman at all. But Aria Jutanagran, I'm probably butchering her last name, but she like their finishing hole is a par five. The 18th is a par five. So she hit over on her second shot. She went over the green and just Still had enough room, though, for kind of a full chip.
Okay.
She duffed her chip. Like, she whiffed. Like, she went to hit, and the ball moved, but she didn't really hit the ball. So then she had to get up and down for par, basically just to stay in contention, and she ended up making her par. But if she would have just done that, obviously in one less stroke, she wins the tournament, and what would have been her third major.
Oh, she didn't win the playoff, I take it.
No. And then there was another girl who was actually on the green in 2 and had a downhill putt, like for eagle and for the win. You want to take a guess what she did?
She bogeyed it? She parred it.
No, she parred it. She 3-putted because she zipped her eagle putt past the hole. Like, it had a decent amount of pace, and then she missed the comebacker.
Well, you don't want to leave an eagle putt short. Like, that's the rule.
That is true. But also, when you're in a playoff, you want to be very careful that you at least guarantee yourself to make birdie. So, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the woman who won. I know she was. I don't know if she was from like Korea or Japan.
Okay.
Like, just for the life of me, I cannot remember her name. But it was still a 5-way playoff.
That's insane. They
couldn't for a major.
Could they golf together, or did they?
Yeah. It was all 5 of them.
Wow.
Like, could you imagine if the PGA Championship came down to that? Or I guess the Masters. Awesome. The Masters did go to a playoff. Can you imagine if the Masters came down to that?
And 5.
Yeah, 5 guys.
Can you imagine though, like some of the dudes, how pissed off they get with slow play, and you have 5 people on it, they would be losing their minds.
Yep. Which, it was funny because my dad and I were watching it, and there was one girl, I think it was actually the one that ended up 3-putting, but she took forever on her putt coming back down the hill. And then, not one of the ones that won, but one of them that I think had a decent length putt for par, like just went up there and smacked it in and got it in. But it's like, my gosh.
Like the days of Rory's past where he would just...
Yep. Basically.
I love that.
Yeah, I think all of us golfers can agree, though. We hate slow play.
Oh, it's so awful. It is
so
the worst.
Bad. Especially when, like, you catch the guys and you're like, if you're in the group behind people, and it's like, okay, let us through. Like, especially if you can see that there's nobody ahead of them.
It's always old guys that never let you through.
I know. Like, don't get me wrong, I can understand if there's people ahead of you.
Yeah.
Like, then it's like, okay, we'll just wait. We're just chilling. We're all in no hurry at that point. But yeah, it's when nobody's ahead of you and it's like, just let us through. Like, I hate when I run. Like, even if I'm just golfing by myself and I run into that. Like, if I'm behind a group of people, then you just end up skipping holes and coming back and doubling back and doing other stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely skipped holes before and come back. It's the worst.
I know. Well, because you don't want to slow down your own momentum. Like, even if your round sucks, you just kind of, you just want to keep
then you
going.
Want to get it over with.
Yeah, well, yeah. I experienced that one way too many times. Or more ways than
me too.
Way too many times, I should say.
You and me both, brother.
Okay, any other sports you want to hit up?
See the I don't know what it's called. The U.S. Open in wrestling happened this last weekend.
Okay.
There was actually 2. So, like, it's some of the way it's just just people who placed at the Worlds or Olympics last year, because they had Worlds and Olympics. They had the Olympics, and then they have the Worlds for any weight that isn't an Olympic weight, basically.
Okay.
So anybody that medaled in that in the United States gets basically a pass until the finals, and that's at an event in June, I think, called Final X, hosted by Flo. But that 120 or basically at 57 kilograms, Luke Lillidahl of Penn State. He won it. He's a young kid. He took out Seth Gross went 57 wasn't the greatest weight class, but it's still a college kid. He's gonna have to wrestle Spencer Lee to represent the United States next year or for this upcoming season. So that'll be a Final X, and then Jax Forrest, a high school junior. He beat Seth Gross in the finals of it, so he's gonna have to wrestle Vito Arugio, who is a multiple-time world medalist. He will have to wrestle him in June. So there was multiple high schoolers that
Holy shoot.
made it really far in that. Marcus Blaze was one of them. Actually, Melvin Miller made it really far, and that he's Bo Bassett's stepbrother or brother or something. They're somehow related. They wrestle for the same club, and so does. But anyway, there was quite a few Penn State and Oklahoma State commits that are going to be wrestling for the World Team Trials, and then there was the U.S. Open, was one of the qualifiers, and then the weights that didn't have a qualifier, they'll have another tryout basically that somebody has to win. So like some of the guys that lost will have a chance to try again, and then it's a best of 3 series to make the world team. I don't remember what. I think it's just World Team Trials or something like that.
Okay.
And so the winner of that will have to wrestle the winner of the U.S. Open to go to represent the world.
Okay, I gotcha.
So.
Yeah, because did I see right? Did Parker Kaizen from UNI, I think, wrestle in that? Okay.
Yeah, he got 3rd, I think.
Yeah, but okay, I thought that's what I saw too.
Yeah, he lost to Kyle Dake, who ended up losing to Zahid Valencia at 86 kilograms.
Okay.
So there's kind of been a changing of the guard in a lot of those. Like it's a lot of the older guys are starting to fall off, and young up and comers are taking their spots. It's exciting and it's like you look at the achievements that these kids and these guys have right now. It's unbelievable, as like cadet world titles or world like junior world titles, stuff like that. That this last year was a down year for the United States, and they have an incredible crop coming up. So it's gonna be fun to watch where they go over the next few years.
Okay. Yeah, it's always fun, just seeing it, and this is in all sports, seeing kind of the changing of the guard, like the old crowd, old school versus new school. Hey, look, a cat.
Yeah. Say hi, Bella.
Oh, look, there she is.
She's a pain.
She's going to be a YouTube star.
For sure.
Right.
Let's see.
Any other wrestling you want to touch on or anything else?
Nope, that's about all I got for wrestling.
Okay. Well, Cody, should we dive into the draft? Do you want to talk about football? Oh, sir, you are muted.
Can't touch the mic. You know what? Let's just pause it. Do we want to talk about? I don't think we've had one since the Masters.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah,
okay, maybe.
Yep,
no, it was the draft that we missed. We did the one after the draft.
Yeah.
Sleep deprivation. I'm gonna go with that. Okay.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I understand completely. You're already throwing your newborn under the bus. I see how it is.
Yeah. Dang you, Adam.
Okay. So since you didn't get to answer, actually, people didn't get to hear you answer my question. Do you want to talk about football?
I thought you'd never ask.
So, Cody, the draft was in little Green Bay, Wisconsin over the weekend.
Yeah, they were expecting a little over 200,000 people for it.
For the whole
weekend. The whole 4-day event, 3-day event.
Yeah. For
how many people showed up on day one?
205,000.
Oh. That's a little over capacity.
Like they were having to put people in actually inside of Lambeau Field,
That's crazy.
like
That's
in the
funny.
bleachers. We are a special kind. We're a special kind of special, as Packer fans are,
That's true.
in more ways than one.
That is very true.
I
It
will
was
say,
cool having it there, but
I
I want it to be back in Music City.
Oh, at Radio City Music Hall.
Radio City Music Hall. Yeah.
Yep, I know what you mean. I agree 100%. I mean, again, I loved it in Green Bay, but I don't know. It felt bigger when it was in New York.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That way, people of New York have something to celebrate football wise once in a while.
Well, I mean, they're finally rid of Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't that count?
That's something. That is something.
So, I will say, my favorite part of the draft was actually right at the beginning with Clay Matthews.
Oh, Clay Matthews, that was funny.
For those who don't know, Matthew, being from the host city, a bunch of former Packers came up on the stage with Goodell, or with the commish, and Goodell said that Clay Matthews had a few words he wanted to say. Matthews then said something along the line of he had an official letter from the office of President Donald Trump. And then it was something along the line of my fellow Americans. I don't know if this was a message that was shared by all 32 teams or something like that. And then it's basically, the Bears still suck. And it got a big roar from the crowd.
That's just good, wholesome family fun.
It is. I bet Roger and the people at ESPN were probably wondering when the heck Clay was going to do with all that, but it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then, hey, did you know that Cam Ward went number 1 overall?
You wouldn't think so because the NFL is racist because they didn't take Shedeur number 2.
Yeah, ESPN never showed Molly McGrath interviewing Cam Ward. Now, Molly put this out on her Twitter page, but you think he'd want to show the number 1 overall pick getting in,
especially when he's such a good story.
I know.
Well, a 0-star recruit coming out of college or coming out of high school.
Yep. I know.
Whereas
0-star.
the number one one of the number 1 recruits coming out of college got drafted in the 7th round.
Who's that? Oh, Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers? Yeah.
Yeah. Miami Dolphin Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. I'm happy about it, but
yeah, and again, I saw a picture too of, Ward's eyes were just red from tearing up and everything. It's like, that's what you want to see from guys. It's like, it shows that they care.
Yeah, he was humble, he was gracious, he was everything you want in your franchise quarterback, and he wanted to get to work. Like, that was what it seemed like. That's,
I don't know, maybe personally, I don't know if Tennessee's ready to succeed yet. I still think, obviously, when you have the number 1 pick, it does mean that you suck. But maybe he can be like this generation's version of Air McNair.
Yeah.
Like, to Tennessee.
Yeah.
So.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. indeed. So, let's see. Shedeur went number 2, though, right?
He went to the team that had the number 2 pick.
Oh, okay. Because, I don't know, I couldn't quite tell when the heck he got drafted because Mel Kiper wouldn't shut up. Oh my gosh, it was bad.
Goodness. Cody. It's awful. Mel Kiper, I don't know how he still has the job that he does. Especially, with some of the things he's said in the past of, like let's say, if Jimmy Clausen isn't a Hall of Fame quarterback, I shouldn't have a job. Well, bye.
Yeah, he should be gone. Kind of like
he was gone out of the NFL within 2 years.
Yeah, but Kiper should be gone. Kind of like Decora. Pest control makes all of your pest control stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Pests go away.
This week's, that's a nice segue there.
Thank you. I tried my hardest right there.
This week's Pest of the Week is brought to you by Decora Pest Control, who offers monthly and quarterly services for residential and commercial pest control, including earwigs, cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bees, fleas, box elder bugs, mice, and rats. And he also does termite inspection. Unfortunately, he does not get rid of cats.
Oh, don't kill the cat, Cody.
I don't want to kill the cat. I just want a less annoying cat. 563-419-3251 for all your pest control needs, and tell them the boys at Unrelated sent you.
That's us, the Unrelated Sports Podcast.
That's us.
Yeah.
And Mel Kiper Jr. is our pest of the week.
Yes,
ding,
he
ding,
is.
ding.
Because he would... 3 days. 3 days of draft coverage where it's supposed to be these kids having their greatest moment.
Yeah.
Their best
15
moment.
minutes.
Yeah. And I don't think, aside from Travis Hunter, I really don't think we heard about a bunch of them at all.
No, there was a lot of skipped over coverage that, like, that's usually my favorite. One of my favorite parts of it is like the over analysis of the guys in the 6th and 7th round. Like, these are the guys that are they're the they're the meat and potatoes of your lineup, yes, like, but they're not the guys you hear a lot about most of the time. Don't get me wrong, there's some gems in there, but most of these guys are fillers or
they're just fringe roster spots, basically. That's what they are.
And you hear about so much about them, but not this year.
No, because I thought Kiper was going to have an aneurysm on air, on live air.
Yeah.
Because, like, especially when they got to the end of the 3rd round, and, like, don't get me wrong, talent-wise, Shedeur Sanders probably been picked before the 5th round, which he ultimately got selected. Yeah, I'm going to be
more than likely.
Yeah, like he's a good, not great prospect.
Yeah,
but
character matters.
Whether it be from his dad or from him.
Yeah.
Like, apparently his draft interview bombed.
Yeah, he was not good in person.
No.
He came off as arrogant and like he thought he deserved a lot more than he did. You look at guys like Peyton Manning went into the league who were top prospects, or look at Andrew Luck too, and they worked their tails off for it.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to perfect their craft. And just seeing videos of him working out with Cam Ward, where he was trying to dance and, don't get me wrong, it should be fun. But Cam Ward was like, what do you do for fun? I play football. Like,
yeah, like straight business-like approach. Yeah, that's why I think Cam Ward's probably going to be the only good quarterback from this draft class. He'll probably
other than Quinn Ewers, you mean, right?
So Ewers is going to see the field after Tua gets hurt again, or
not this year? No, but he'll get there again.
Okay,
he probably won't be for Miami, but he'll be a good prospect. I actually could see him succeeding in the NFL in the right circumstances.
Well, see, he needs a lot of
not for Miami,
I think.
Yes,
yeah, he
needs a quarterback coach.
That's what all these late prospects need. It's like look at Jalen Milroe, for example, going to Seattle, which is funny because we've seen this movie before with Seattle.
Yeah,
like the only thing is, I think when Russell Wilson got drafted by Seattle, he was a more polished passer.
Yeah,
than Milroe was more of an athlete, which he needs some finessing with his quarterback play, but. Yeah, just an interesting, a weird draft.
It is. Well, you got guys like Shedeur, like Quinn Ewers. Both of those guys are prime examples of it that came out too early. Like there's no other. They both were worth more in college than they are getting now. A lot more.
Yep. Like Ewers' value, I think, was $8 million. I think is what they said. Compared to what the 200,000, 300,000 that he's going to be making, which I will say I don't really think he's hurting. I don't think they're hurting he's hurting for money because did you see his shot from his little draft party?
Yeah. Well, did you see all the things he shot?
yeah. That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's a Texas boy.
Are you happy with Miami's draft?
I am actually happy. They're very happy, actually. I mean, I'll tell you in about 3 or 4 years how happy I am, but they beefed up. They went after the parts that I thought they have been missing for years, and that is building the trenches. They needed they needed big, beefy dudes to pound the rock and to stop the run.
Wait, that sounds
And
important.
they did.
I was told that's not important anymore. I mean, look at Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's true. They can score They can score 300 points. They're going to give up 310, but that's fine.
Yeah. And by the way, did you see the breaking news? The Packers actually took a wide receiver in the first round.
That was funny. That was very funny.
It was cool, though, seeing Mark Murphy getting to announce the pick, because he'll be retiring as Packers president, I'm thinking, within the next couple months. It's before he turns 70. Like, so this was his kind of retirement gift. Like, the fact that he was able to bring the draft to Green Bay to begin with.
That's cool.
So he got to announce the Packers' first-round pick, which ended up being speedster from Texas, Matthew Golden.
Yes, sir. Who also, he played for Houston? Where's he transferred from? Was it Houston? I thought was it Arizona State?
Okay. I thought it was Houston. I thought that's what I was looking at.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe it was at Arizona State before that. Maybe it was like a 3-time transfer. I don't
know.
But, hey, and also, probably my second favorite part of the draft, and this, I am biased with this because it did happen with the Packers, but Baron Sorrell was the last guy in the green room. Like, he stayed in the green room, throughout day one, didn't get picked, throughout day two. He just wanted to stay in the green room to be able, so that way he could walk onto the stage and get his hug from the commish. And he just happened to get selected by Green Bay in the 4th round. So not only that, you get selected, and then you get mobbed by the hometown fans. It was pretty sweet.
That was very cool.
Yeah,
I saw that. And you're right. It was Houston.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I thought I saw that on Twitter earlier today, just by some Packers guys, but I didn't know if he had been somewhere else beforehand.
No,
So, were there any other big surprises from you from the draft all that you can think of?
It just seems like the Jags, or not the Browns, don't like to win, or like it just, so there's a top talent there for them to take, and they trade back. Does he turn into a 7-time Pro Bowl wide receiver? I've seen it happen before.
Huh.
They traded back with Julio Jones available to take, and they got a bag, but guess what? They didn't make good picks with that bag.
No, because Cleveland's bad.
Cleveland for a reason.
I mean, they draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd, which I thought that was a reach anyway, because I don't think Gabriel's that good. But then only 2 rounds later to follow up by drafting Shedeur. Like, if they had just taken one or the other, then it's like, okay, I totally understand what they're doing. But the fact that they drafted both of them so close together, I really hope Hard Knocks goes there. Because then you get to watch them along with Deshaun and Flacco and Kenny Pickett.
That is a quarterback room of wow.
Yeah, Hard Knocks either needs to go there or to New York with Jameis and Russ.
That'll be instant classic film right there.
Yes, it will.
I mean, Cleveland is already odds-on favorite to have the number 1 overall pick next year.
Arch, stay in school. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, for sure.
I did see Spencer Petras got picked up by Kansas City.
That he did.
Mahomes better look out.
Yes. He's just holding down the fort until Spencer can take it over for him.
I do feel bad for it.
Dude,
sorry. I was like, go ahead.
Does that just show that like Iowa's development in quarterbacks is awful?
Yep.
Because Spencer Petras got onto a roster after playing 1 year, because he wasn't going to get onto a roster following his career at Iowa.
Nope.
But 1 year at Utah State?
I think it was Utah State, yeah.
And he gets drafted, or not drafted, but picked up as an undrafted free agent.
That's funny.
That is funny.
I mean, just in all honesty, watch what happens if he has to come in for Mahomes if he somehow gets Mahomes' backup job. He has to come in for a couple games just to come in and ball out.
And be the next Tom Brady type of thing, like next.
Oh my gosh,
or
that would be really
or a Tony Romo type story.
Ooh, yeah, I like that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Caleb.
There's been a few.
I feel bad for Caleb Johnson. The former Iowa running back. He's going to Pittsburgh now. So he's keeping on the same team colors and going to the same offense.
Yeah, it's true. He's gonna get the rock though.
Yeah, that is. Well, actually, I don't know if Aaron's the quarterback. He doesn't like to run the football, so that might not happen.
That's true.
Like I'm actually was really surprised that he didn't announce his decision. I thought he was going to announce it day one of the draft.
Yeah, he needs the audience for sure.
I mean, that's why he went on the Pat McAfee show, just to say that he needs more time.
He's an idiot.
Oh, Aaron. I'm trying to think if there's any other really big stuff. I mean, the Shedeur stuff basically dominated the draft, for better or for worse.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
And then, wasn't that else? I thought there was actually some actual football news that just happened within the last day or two. When that happened? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking of stuff.
George Kittle just signed a big extension.
Yes. Thank you. That's it. Highest paid tight end in NFL history now, right?
I believe so. And deservedly so.
Tight end, you stand up. He's a maniac. Iowa.
He is nuts. I love that guy.
I do too. I just hate that he's on that team. Like, I wish he was I wish he was in your conference, so I wouldn't have to root against him and play against him.
I would not mind him on my team, and he loves McDaniel.
I know. I honestly thought if he got out of San Francisco, he's just going to go to Chicago. He was a Bears fan growing up.
Okay,
so that's one other knock on Kittle, but.
I heard that the Bears still suck.
They do still suck. They did also. Here's how you can tell that they're truly the Packers' greatest rival. When all three, at least during the first round, when all three of the division rivals were announced that their pick was in, the Bears definitely got the loudest boos.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close. Heck, how the Packers fans did it is they booed the Bears pick initially when it was getting ready to get announced, and then they decided to have a quick little honoring of Walter Payton because it's 50 years since he got drafted, and then Steve McMichael, the former Bear who passed away due to ALS. So they're all quiet at least during that, and then the second the commish started ramping it up and was getting ready to announce a pick, then the boo birds came right back out.
Which the commish, we talked about this. He might be our dark horse discussion from a couple weeks ago, like the guy who turned his image around. Yep. From hated to loved.
And I think it's all because of that lazy boy recliner. That's all it is.
I do too. It just showed him as a person.
Yeah, all because of the 2020 draft and him just sitting in that recliner announcing picks with his feet kicked up.
Yep. That's just getting more and more like your dad at night, as the draft went on. He just No, I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, I was waiting. Honestly, that draft, I was waiting for them to cut in and say that, or when they were going to show him just fall asleep.
Yeah, and with the 32nd pick of round 4.
Well, and I think people have started to realize, myself included, that maybe he was not the real reason why all the bad stuff happens in the NFL. Because he's just working for the owners, because the owners, run the league. So he's just kind of doing what they say to do and stuff.
Yeah, he's kind of a puppet. I mean, not so much, but he can't. He has a title, but I don't think he can do a whole lot.
No, minus I think the international stuff. I think he can kind of the international games. I think that stuff he kind of controls. But in terms of when the lockout happened, I think everybody was blaming him, and now I think we're starting to learn that probably nope, it wasn't him.
Nope, not at all.
But yeah, you're right. He's definitely complete 180 of how I think everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong, fans still boo him when he comes up onto the stage, but I think that's just more of a rite of passage type thing. Like,
yeah, and I think that's just like almost honorary.
Yeah, it's just a ritual now. Like that's what it is. Like, and he, Goodell embraces it. He knows it's all just for fun. That they don't actually hate him at all. Like, he was on the Pat McAfee show, I think, before day 2 of the draft, and yeah, I mean, he was out there taking pics out in the rain with people, and it's like, yeah, he's just, hopefully he can keep it for a while.
He like hurt himself like chest bumping people.
Well, I know. Well, heck, you could see. I think it was actually on day 3. Maybe it was day 2 when he was having to walk up to the podium a few times. Yeah, he was walking kind of gingerly a little bit. Like, you could tell his back was a little sore.
I remember the first person I remember really going all out with him was Christian Wilkins when he did. Oh, that was funny. I miss Christian Wilkins. I actually just saw a picture of him at the Florida Panthers game, and he is nice. He was lifting his shirt and he's a funny guy.
Yeah, it's good that he's still going to the Florida stuff though.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of them have summer homes in
Florida,
Miami.
Florida, California, one of the two. Yeah.
Well, Florida more, I think, because of the fact that they don't have income tax there.
Oh yeah, that might help a little bit.
State income tax.
Yeah. So that is our draft recap. Mel Kiper, you suck.
You should not have a job.
No, you should not. So any other? Oh, sorry.
Who else? Who used to do it with him?
Todd McShay.
Yeah, I liked him a lot better.
But unfortunately, when ESPN's paying Stephen A. Smith $1 bajillion to rant about nonsense, you have to let people go, and they let McShay go.
Yeah, I like McShay a lot better.
I know, I do too. Yeah, it's just part of the thing that I heard is the reason why Mel was banging the drum for Shedeur so hard is because Dion used to work in TV for the NFL Network for CBS. Like, he has relationships with all these TV people, so they're kind of not going to criticize him or his son at all.
Right.
Which
they should.
I know, that's what they get paid to do.
But anywho,
I guess to wrap it all up, you want to head into our top 5 for the week?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Now, I don't know how because I texted you about this idea this morning.
Yep.
I really don't know how in the heck I came about this.
Yeah, it seems random, but I like it.
I mean, yeah, Cody likes it because, Cody, what is our top 5 this week?
Top 5 is, now you went any style, professional, exactly. College, or whatever. So I went, it's top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. I went all college that I've seen, like, in my lifetime as wrestlers. Like, I watched them as wrestlers. I didn't put anybody that I grew, like Dan Gable would have been my number 1, but I never actually witnessed him wrestling.
Yeah.
I just went top 5 guys that I have seen.
And mine are more of top 5 guys that I know in terms of the, like, WWE and stuff like that.
Yep, I did not go any WWE.
But before we dive in, just a reminder that our top 5 is brought to you by the boys at Lick Tags Lawn Care. Lick Tags specialize in in snow removal, lawn maintenance, power washing. They offer that service now too. And any small engine repair that you may have, give the guys a call at 563-203-4238.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, Cody, lead us off.
Well, I'm going to start with number 6 and 5 together. Are Tom and Terry Brands.
Okay.
I loved watching them. They were both great in college. Obviously, both won multiple national championships, and I think Tom won 3 and Terry won 2. And then Tom won an Olympic gold medal, where Terry won bronze. I think they were both maybe world medalists also. So,
okay,
definitely. And now, head coach and assistant head coach at the University of Iowa, what I kind of like.
Go Hawks.
A little bit. Yeah. Go Hawks.
Nice. So we're going to go to the entertainment side for mine, because that's about all I know for wrestling. I'm going to be honest.
It's more entertaining than an Olympic gold medal.
Well, I mean, that's just what it's World Wrestling Entertainment. It used to be the World Wrestling Federation.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I could watch it, and then I might not have body slammed my brother and got banned from watching it all. Could not do that nowadays. Got to be completely honest. That would not end well for me if I tried to do that to either one of my brothers. But okay, we're gonna go. My number 5, Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you. That's honestly the only thing that I had to say about Ric Flair, because I mean everybody knows the woo.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't do it as loud as you can. Okay.
All right.
Number 4.
My number 4 is pretty much most of my guys, like minus one of them, are all lightweights at Iowa, which kind of is lightweight university. Corey Clark is he's from Iowa. He was a 2-time runner-up at Iowa before he finally won it his senior year. With a national championship win over his former college roommate, Seth Gross, at the 133-pound, I think 2016 national championship.
Okay.
And then he had blown out his shoulder that year. He did it with a big old wrap on it, and it was just a hell of a performance. Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorites.
Okay. My number 4, guy kind of on the smaller side. I'm going to go with your lightweight type of theme. Guy by the name of Rey Mysterio. I think he's from San Diego.
San Diego.
Kind of looks like a luchador, wearing the mask and everything.
Oh, nice.
No, he's always fun to play with in the. We used to have one of the WWE video games.
Oh yeah, those were fun.
Yeah. So no, always loved playing with him.
My number 3 is going to be Matt. No, not. I was just thinking of it. Matt McDonough. He was a 2-time national champ, 3-time finalist for Iowa. At 125 pounds, he ended up. He gets featured in a movie a little bit right now. I can't remember what the name of the movie, but it's a wrestling movie about the guy that beat him in the Nationals championship. The one-legged dude with Jennifer Lopez
from Arizona State.
Yeah, it kind of craps on Iowa a lot, that movie, because Iowa didn't want him, and so he kind of hated Iowa. So, but yeah, Matt McDonough. He won it as a redshirt freshman and sophomore, and then his junior year he lost in the national finals, and then his senior year he was just so injury plagued that he ended up not placing, but he was all-time great Hawkeye.
Okay, I got you. My number 3, and this is like one of the earliest guys that I personally can remember. Well, not earliest, but just really when I was watching wrestling. It's Austin 316.
Ooh.
Stone Cold.
If I was going WWE, he'd have been my number 2.
Yeah, there's a reason I can't put him at number 2. But yeah, no. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Because Stone Cold said so. I did see him on Pat McAfee's show the other day.
I should. You know what? To say that I was going to pick him, I should have had my 2 bottles of Orange Crush and banged them together and then just... Yeah, if that wouldn't have made a mess in my room, I probably would have done that.
That would have been funny. You should have done it anyway. It'd been worth it.
Yeah, I probably could have. Then it would have been all sticky. So yeah. So that's my number 3.
Perfect. My numero dos is actually one time, 1997, 100. I don't know what the weight class was. It was around 195, 197, something like that at the time. National champ from Decorah, Iowa, Lee Fullhart. He was my idol growing up. He beat Cale Sanderson in a wrestle off for the Olympic spot. In one of the 3 matches, he lost the other 2. The third match, he kind of got screwed, but that's another point. He won his national championship as a sophomore, and I think he placed third, first. Then I think he got second or third the other 2 years also. So he was a 4-time All-American, 1-time national champ. So
Okay. Okay. My number 2, I don't know if he holds the record for most like WWE championships. He's a guy you see in a lot of memes because unfortunately people just can't take pictures with him, or they take pictures all by themselves. It's Mr. You Can't See Me, John Cena. Do you know who that is?
yeah, I know who John Cena is.
Okay. But, you see a bunch of the memes of, like, I think there's a picture of Cena with his date for prom, and it's like the poor girl went to prom alone. It's like,
nice, I get it.
No, I've always liked John Cena. Nice guy. Very, very nice, very charitable guy is what I've heard, too.
Yeah, I have heard that about him. He's very, very humble, that type of stuff, too.
Mm.
He could also kick your ass, or all of our asses. He was actually a
close
wrestler, too, wasn't he?
I think so. That, in all honesty, I don't know totally his background, but
Let's see that. But that'll bring us to our number 1, and my number 1, which should be of no surprise to anybody. Can you guess it?
Cael Sanderson.
I hate you, and I hope you step on a Lego tonight.
Joke's on you. I don't have any Legos by me.
Spencer freaking Lee, 3-time national champ, Olympic silver medalist, and we'll see where else he goes from now on. Hawkeye Wrestling Club wrestler, Spencer Lee.
Yeah, see, I knew exactly where you're going. I was just trying to find the biggest name I could just to rile you up. I'm proud of myself.
I hope you step on a Lego, like I said.
Oh, thanks, Cody. I appreciate that.
Or I hope tonight you get comfy in bed, and then right when you're about to fall asleep, your smoke detector starts chirping that it's a low battery, and you have to get up and...
I'll probably just sleep through that. I thought you were just going to say I could have to pee, but... Okay. Any other words you want to say in Spencer Lee at all?
He's a stud, and I can't wait to see what else he does.
Nice. All right. Do you have an idea of my number 1
is? He's the guy that brought us the excuses are for wussies. I mean, come on.
I do like that. So,
no, he's a football player.
Oh, John Cena was?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Division 3, but...
Hey, D3 athletes are still athletes, Cody.
Oh, yeah. It's insane, like, to be able to play football in, or any sport in college, no matter the level means you're an elite player.
That is true.
But I'm gonna go with you might smell what he's cooking.
Can you do the eyebrow raise at all? Can you do it? I can't do it.
No.
Hey, this guy was a former football player at
University of Miami.
Yeah. It is the actor that I think is in about every other movie with Kevin Hart nowadays. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Do you remember when he tried to drop The Rock from his name for a while?
Yeah, and...
he brought it back.
Yeah, which, again, smart call on that. But, no, like, in the old wrestling days with the rivalry between Stone Cold
and The Rock. Stone Cold.
Yeah. You had to be one side or the other.
Yeah, I was definitely... I was team The Rock also. My buddy who I watched him with, he was an Austin 316. So, but like looking back on it, Stone Cold would probably be my second favorite, and The Rock would be my fave.
Yeah, see, I didn't think I could put the favorite and my rival right next to each other, so that's why I had to drop Stone Cold down just a peg. But yeah, no, I love me The Rock.
He was good. He was fun. The People's Elbow.
The People's Elbow. Rock bottom. Except he made John Cena turn heel. think I saw a video of that recently, which is very weird for both of those two, but
it is
especially
weird
for Cena. Yeah. So yeah, hey Cody, aren't you proud? We actually talked a lot of wrestling.
We did. I love even if the stuff you were talking was fake, like I still love wrestling so much.
Yeah, I know. Again, I don't watch any of this stuff nowadays.
If we transitioned this to just a wrestling podcast, I would be fine.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't be fine. I wouldn't be able to do that at all. I mean, now, if we did like a racing podcast, I'd be able to do that.
I'm sure you could. I would be of no help there.
Yeah, so we're both about the same amount of usefulness on both sides of the coin.
Yep.
So,
that's
hey,
our
Cody,
next.
Well,
that a bad way for us to segue. We're next week. We're actually starting 2 new podcasts.
Yeah, we're branching away. This is what all
racing with Cody and wrestling with Andy. All right.
Yep. This is what all great podcasters all happens to all great podcasts. They have to split. It's like all great bands. Yep. Everybody just has to split and go on their own.
You can go your own way. I just lost any viewer we had by singing a little bit.
I don't know if they're still listening to that by the end of this. Kudos to everybody else.
That's true.
You know, it's like any podcast. When you get toward the end, it's like those are your diehards right there.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, while I said it is your birthday tomorrow, it would have been Dale Earnhardt's birthday today. Fun fact.
Oh, nice.
Or Dale Senior, I should say.
Nice.
So,
my nephew's birthday today too. Shout out Reese.
Nice. But yeah, happy early birthday, Cody. I really do mean it.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. I'm hoping the kiddos are nice to you. Maybe Adam will let you sleep for a little bit for your birthday.
Maybe. I doubt it.
You never know. You just gotta have to start talking to him.
He's not going to care.
You gotta lay down the law already, Cody.
I can't wait to go get off of this episode or this and then see if Aiden is still fighting sleep. I haven't heard him for a bit,
trying to stay awake. Maybe he's just trying to stay awake so he can be the first one to wish you happy birthday.
Maybe.
In all honesty, I know I've done that before.
I don't know if you could do that anymore.
Oh, please. I've been watching hockey playoffs. I've been able to stay awake till like at least 1 o'clock. So
that's true.
So yes.
Is there any games going on right now?
Well, I know. Oh my gosh, the Devils are up 3-0. Carolina came back and tied it up, and they were in double overtime last time I looked.
Holy shnikes! My Marlins are not doing well.
My Twins are in a deadlock right now. Let's see. NHL. What do we got? Yes. So the Hurricanes came back and won the series. They won 5-4 in double overtime.
Wow.
Ottawa won 4-0 at Toronto to keep that series from ending. Oilers and Canes are tied at 1, and the Golden Knights lead the Wild 2-1 at the end of the second period.
And that's a tied series, right? You said 2-2.
Yep. Both of the Western Conference ones are tied at 2.
Okay.
So, yeah, tune in next week to see if I'm still love hockey playoffs or not. If Dallas loses the next 2 games to Colorado, I'm not going to be happy. But if they can find a way to beat Colorado, they're probably going to get their 2 of their better studs in Miro Heiskanen and Jason Robertson back. So, we shall see.
Good times, great oldies.
Yeah. All right, birthday boy. Any other parting words at all?
Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, rate 5 stars. Hit that like button. And follow us. Tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your friends. All that good stuff. Any other words from you, Andy?
You know that I don't think any were drafted. I could be wrong, but just remember, people, fullbacks.
Fullbacks are people
too. Oh, Cody, I forgot the one. I probably forgot the biggest news of the draft. The Ravens took a kicker.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I forgot about that. We'll touch on that next week because we'll see. That might actually, who knows? It might have big implications by next week. We'll see.
It could. Fullbacks.
We'll see.
All right, everybody have a good week. Hopefully we'll be back to broadcasting weekly for a while.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, again, it's
not the bad time to have every other week, but
Yeah, but especially with the Cup playoffs getting fun. I mean,
Yeah.
WNBA season's gonna be starting soon. We got more golf.
We are the premier women's podcast. So,
I mean, who else would be talking about a 5-way playoff right now? I mean, than
that's
we
true.
did tonight.
I mean, yeah, we couldn't name most of the players, but still.
Exactly. I can name at least one. So I was proud of that. It was the one that didn't win, but I could at least name one.
That's fine. Something.
So,
all right.
But yeah. Thank you everybody for listening, and we will catch you next week.
Peace.